Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and what we're gonna do is the weekly update. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check everything out. But basically, all you need to know is that it has been a busy couple of weeks out there and going about. So let's see what we got here. Really, it's nothing that has to be done, but really that has to do. So basically, what you need to know is that everything comes around on a fact of imbalance, and this is a temperance card in reverse. And when you see it, it's the Five of Pentacles, and when you see it, you just like the the poverty to the point of disappointment of loss. I have to say LOS at times. That was well planted. You can't even be manifested. So, when we talk about MS-13, it was highly secured, but boy, was it a victory. Well, that we met in. So that is for law enforcement. That is their way of saying there was no inheritance to be known or evolved. But legal said it was a well-prudent way that came in that you couldn't even see. But judicial says it quite was reckless. Hear that fool in reverse to the point of a divorce that came known and away in the Lover's card in reverse. It was true. It was absolutely true. So when I look at this and I say the Five of Swords in reverse goes, you can't even believe how heinous this type of like a thief in the night. Like we can't even say thief in the night. That's so bad. That's bad luck going around. But really, educational knows it really is strong being known. And really, it is far. But it's not something to remember. This is the Six of Cups in reverse. So when you look at it, it is skilled work. And that is really for healthcare, for home care professionals. But when you actually see it, you can't even do. You can't even do it. So when I see it, the Judgment card, there is no judgment to it. And that's literally just in the past week, all the way up until yesterday when the leader of MS-13 was captured. So when you actually look at it and you say, what else do we need to know? Let's look at it. It really was known. There's something about being known. And it's not the correct spelling as many people know it as, that it came through on the highest end of B, the letter B, that you couldn't understand how easy it was to fall known as MS-13 leader. So why is that a huge victory? Just one arrest is literally enough to calm the public. One arrest. So how many ins did this guy have? You're not even to know. It is absurd how calm it came. It really is disappointing though, because there's a lot of things that went on that you couldn't understand to the highest point where everyone's like, I swear I'm not a criminal. I swear I'm not doing it. I swear it changed so drastically, where everyone was looking at law enforcement and military and contracts where you couldn't even see it coming. Now, when I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, there was no teamwork. There was no learning about it. And like we said yesterday with Be It Be, there was something about what they do there that is so absurd and like oddity of ritualistic that they say is of descendant ancestry, that you say, I don't think so, because your family members taunted you with just objects on the table to test your coherency. That is where the lack of communication came through. And that's what I see as a psychic. So when I look at it and I say, the sun in reverse goes, you can't even believe how happy it is just to sit and talk. So when you look at it and you go, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it literally is no offerings. No offerings. This Chariot in reverse goes, what is this halt stop? The devil is a type of liberation. It's not addiction. It's not anything. It's a freeing of something. So what do we have to, I can't even get the words out straight. How could you ever be like happy over one arrest. Because where is this mass arrest that shocks everyone? I said it's already been happening. That happened with Sean Combs, just to reiterate, and which is okay because we've been through a lot in the last 4 years. All right, next deck. Let's see what else is going on. Now, when I look at it for the next week, there's a lot in a turnout. A lot in a turnout. And when you say there's a turnout, it's good and it's bad. But what is going on with the school board? What else is going on with this issue of DEI? What else is going on in the Middle East? What else is going on that is like to be known to have it had? Let's see. All right. Another ending. There is another ending that must come through. And when you see it, you don't see the days of the week, but I literally see like a turnaround, like at a rotary, and it goes all the way through to like a pebble, but not Pebble Beach. It is so like windy road, and it almost looks like brass knuckles looking, that you can't even make it up. That is the design of the energy. Here we go. Again, another breaking up of partnerships. You can't make it up. This is where it gives them anxiety when this happens. And when you see it, they can't get communications. And when this happens, it causes actual influx of money again. So when I look at it and I say the Five of Pentacles in reverse, alleviation from LOSS, like the last deck, it alleviates disappointment also, the Five of Cups in reverse. So it's not the best of feelings, the Knight of Cups in reverse, but literally this Three of Pentacles up right now shows there's teamwork again, teamwork. It is a working of one's skill and magic and using of oneself, of being intellectual and being cunning positively, that this Magician card can't even say enough. The way that you have to almost work energy and be patient. So when you see the Ten of Wands, you go, it's still difficult though. It's still really difficult. When I see the Seven of Wands, there's less guarding. It's not a complete cycle, the World in reverse. But when I see the Five of Wands, it's still at some point on a Friday, still uprising again. You're not to see it, this Two of Swords. It really comes in so hard, like at a fork in a road. At a get-together, that it'll be made known. The Four of Cups goes, it's stone apathy. Look at this way this woman is looking in this card. She's sitting so disappointed on how it all turned out. But they were masters at how it all played out. So it's not what we want to remember. Again, the Six of Cups in reverse. But there's still a lot of honor, but it's spelt different. And all you need to know is that you need to be a little hypervigilant. That's the Nine of Wands. Just guard your plans. Don't rush into anything because it is going to come in a little bit quicker next week, whatever is coming towards us in the media. That the Knight of Pentacles says you got to plan your path well, your schedule well. That's all you need to know. It really has to do with securement. Look at probate. All right, next. Let's look at an oracle. Literary Witches Oracle. There it is. When I look at the knife, it really is like a sharp tack. When I see this dishonesty, when I see apple, it is something that is like prudent fuel, something that we're all devoted to. Solitude, yes. When I look at this, bravery, yes. When I see this, freedom, maybe. But that's odd. That's odd. But justice, yes. 3, few. So when I look at it and I say humanity, absolutely. Humanistic behavior. That's what you'll see. Something about them healing at rest. They're very smart, whatever is coming through next week. Excuse me. Let's look at the poker cards. Here we go. 8 of clubs. It is a get-together. Again, it's alluding to this get-together that is known. We're not to know the date and the time that we say it. The Jack of Diamonds comes in and it says it's a type of cutout that's not good. And then the 7 of Hearts comes in and says it really comes in shown. And then when you see the 3 of Hearts, you go, you can't even believe it, how hard it was to actually get an out. But it's a get-together. It's a good get-together at the ending. When you see the 7 of Diamonds, you actually see it come through so hard that you couldn't even believe how hard it is. I see a straight line of like people actually come out in some areas out onto the road and say, I couldn't believe it, how hard it was. So when I see the Ace of Spades, it literally will be like a go to go. So when you see 9 of Spades, you go, you don't sit and wait, but just sit there and get your beverage of choice and just sit and watch and listen and see how it is. I hate to be that derogatory like it was in the 90s to sit and watch those arrests play out, but that's the feeling of how everyone wants to sit and watch the news and see how it goes because they had enough of everything. Now, let's actually look at some runes. All right. Instinct. Use your instinct and your intuition. When you action, it's ill fate. So just be gentle with yourself. It really dictates your day play out. And when you see it, it flows through. Lagu. When you see it, it literally, like as soon as you see the problem, and it's right there in front of you, like a bill or a delay or anything like that, you literally got to torch it in your own way, but positively. When you see this, it's something like this hidden game. We're still festering a lot in the media and a little bit here and there about racketeering. When we see this, it's gifted. They're really gifted. And when you see it, you say, it's like such joy that you couldn't even do. So when you blend it through, it really is highly defensive. And when you actually see it, it's wealth. It has to do with wealth. And you have to say it has to ash all the way through like how it was in the 80s and 90s. Go get your incense and get your pewter and just put it out and just sit and see how it goes. Because when you actually see it, something about birth and born and birthright to making it known, it really is a sour taste in some people. But really, there's a reason why some things were already set by even our great-grandparents and what was known on what was to be handed down. And so that's it. That's all you need to know. So when you actually see it and it's strong, and you have to say it really goes to show, it will cause a freeze and everything. Let the freeze happen. because you got to sit and let everything of the havoc play out. So why am I saying this? Because I just talked about probate. Check probate. There's something about it coming through. So we just had MS-13, just recapping a little bit. And then you actually go through and you sit and you say, there's another one coming in probably in the next week. And you'll see it actually, and you want to see it watching like everything. It's something about living. It's not supposed to do. And when you see it and you go, Nitty, Night, Niterite, we already know what to do. We just literally already know what to do. So when you see it, you're actually just going about your day and you get like a phone call or a text like, you can't even believe who did this. We already know. We already know the huge changes in everyone to the severe isolation where we can't even speak about it in Connecticut on how bad it was, where we have found a couple of people all of a sudden with a knock on the door with a check and they say, how long have you been living like this alone on the floor? And they're like, one was 20 years and the other was 13 years. 13 years. So when I look at this warrior, hostages are true. So when I say that not to scare anyone, we're still running through whatever happened in the last 4 to 19 years. It's disgusting. So gifted, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When I'm looking at heritage and estate and probate, all forms of the meaning, that you have to say, give yourself some grace as far as mental, emotional, and physical, especially when it comes to insurance and denials forms, that you actually have to look at this and you have to say, keep it rolling, keep it trolling a little bit to get what you want positively. Because when it actually comes to like getting together, collection time, harvest, like farming, agriculture, it really is a wheel of luck that will come through in the month of August that I'm saying. It really will bring a little bit of power. So just to end it, let's look at this right through the crystal quartz. You can do, but it's a no can do, and you can't pass on, and you can't pass on, and you can't be on, and you can't low at it and bow it out to the point where it can't even recover. So when you say leave it alone and then it doesn't happen, there's something wrong. Absolutely something wrong. And that's all you need to know. I feel like it's going to make sense when the media puts it out next week. And that's what I'm seeing and hearing and feeling as a psychic. So with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a comment, an email, a like, a share. It's greatly appreciated. And we will talk to you soon. Have a good night.